Quads, delts and arm sessions. So our first exercise we've got is our inner thigh. We're doing 2 sets of 12 to 14 each side to warm up the abductors and adductors and mobilize the hip as well. And make sure to always train your adductors and abductors. They're an important part of building that sort of 3D leg and making the leg look bigger than usual, well, bigger than sort of your general population, and that's what you really want. They help to give that sort of 3D look and all of that sort of stuff that you want. But another reason why we're doing this exercise first is to, like I said, mobilize the hip joint for any sort of like squatting action or any other exercises that we have coming up in the training session that might utilize or be better with a looser or mobilized hip joint. And on to our second exercise, we have our leg extensions. I tend to do this one before any other movements because doing this one first will allow you to get your quads the shortest as they're not fatigued. This will also warm up the knee joints as well. So we're going through a 1 to 2 warm-up sets before we go into our heavy sets. This is just to make sure the knees are all warm and the quads are all ready to be sort of shortened and put tension on. It also allows us to set up the machine correctly to the most comfortable position we feel, that we're able to optimize the tension in the quads. So the first set we are going to do of this is our heavy one. So we're doing 6 to 8 reps, focusing on sort of bringing it up explosively, then lowering slowly back down for a 3 or 4 seconds. And we try to tend to hold it at the top for a little bit. That allows us to be in that shortened position for as long as possible. Well, to be fair, it allows us to be in that shortest position as much as we can, which is needed. We can see that I have a slight lean forwards, and that allows for a little extra initiation of like the rectus femoris and the bicep femoris in the hamstring, in the quads. You can also see I've been greeted by my little dog as well. Bless her. And the second set, we've got our back off set, which is 1 set of 12 to 14 reps. And this is just to get the blood sort of pumping through the legs and the quads to help, and also help us get the form sort of like knock on and all of that sort of stuff. And then after that, we get into sort of like an occluded drop set, which we should just be moving on to in just a second. So last bit on the leg extensions, like I said, is the occluded drop set. We're doing 1 set of 14 reps, 1 set of 16 to 18, and 1 set of 20 to 30. We're doing this occluded, so I've got my blood flow restriction bands on around the quads. Not too high up and not too low down, so sort of positioned nice in line with the quads, just to allow enough blood flow in, but also stop the blood flow out. And the aim of this one, this sort of drop set, is pretty much to just absolutely obliterate the quads and get as much blood sort of pumped into them, and also gives a real nice pump to it. And next up, we've got our leg press, one arm R special. Special thanks to Josh Bridgman and Will for this one. So this set we're doing, we're just doing one set of 20 to 25 reps, and is an absolute killer, is to just pretty much get as much sort of movement in the quads as we can, and put as much stress as we can, sort of in a not a heavyish load, but also not a very, very light load. So we're able to get a nice, decent amount in there. We're making sure to try and not round the lumbar off. So that's why I won't be going all the way down to my chest, but we want to preserve that sort of lower back area, and that's why we don't try to round the lumbar. So the next exercise we've gone into is a close weighted lunge, and the emphasis is to sort of use a bit of functional training and exercise to do sort of lunges. We're doing sort of very close lunges, so we're bringing the lower knee down as close as possible to our heel, and that's going to put more emphasis on the quads rather than on the hamstrings. The weighted the weighted part allows for more tension, more sort of pressure going through the quads just than body weight. And then on the way back, we will do sort of like a farmer walk, sort of straddle. And this is just to loosen up the legs, but also help a bit with the weighted lunge as well. So the next bit, we're going on to our delts. We're going to work on our shoulder press like I did in my last episode, I believe. We are doing one set of 6 to 8 and then one set of 12 to 14. Really focusing on sort of pushing it upwards through the delts and slowly on the way back down. First clip was my warm-up set, so the next clip is going to be my heavy set of shoulder press. Like I said, I do prefer to do this on a plated machine, but the gym that I'm at the moment, we've only got a pin-loaded machine, so I can only do it on that, but at least we've got one, so that's the main thing. And then next up, to hit the side lats, we're going to hit a crucifix lying cuffed raise. And we're going to do one set of 6 to 8 and then one set of 12 to 14. The cuffs here also allow for less pressure placed on the shoulder joint, and we allow our side delts to get in a lengthened and shortened range. More of a mid to shortened range, but you can sort of work it all the way through the whole exercise, and this is one of my favourite sort of delt exercises to build up that side delt and to help build you those wider shoulders, leading to a more sort of V-shaped physique. And then moving on to the arms, we're going to hit a superset on biceps. So we do our first set on preacher curls. For each exercise, we'll do 3 sets on 10 reps each. So we're hitting here is a close grip preacher curl with our new Z bar that we've got at the gym. And then afterwards, we'll hit a sort of variation of like a arm blaster, but without the arm blaster. So we'll set ourselves up nicely here at an angle with our back up against the pad. Allows for no sort of like forward momentum. And solely just biceps pretty much. So there's quite a nice little pump going on here. We then do one set on the outside or wide grip for both exercises, and then on the last set we'll do preacher curl on the close grip and then wide grip on the other one. Then last but not least, we have got our assisted tricep dips, and we're doing 3 sets of 10 reps here, focusing really on trying to get as low as possible, and then pushing ourselves all the way to the top for a full lengthened tricep. But that is all for this video. I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.